Hello everyone and welcome to the DPB Podcast. I am your host Ryan Mondis with DisneyPinsBlog.com, the latest news on Disney pin trading and collecting from around the world. This is episode number 67 for the week of December 5th, 2016.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Disney Pins Blog Podcast. The Disney Pins Blog Podcast keeps you up to date on the latest pin releases from across the spectrum of Disney parks. Now, here are your hosts with this week's edition of the Disney Pins Blog Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone had a great week, and happy birthday to Walt Disney. He turns 115 years old on December 5th. And I just want to mention before we get into the podcast today, I still am a little sick, so if I sound a little off, that is why. Still trying to get over this cold. It's been over a week now. And then also, you guys probably heard the Christmas intro. We brought it back from last year. That was created by Tony Anthony Barnasconi, who was a blogger at Disney Pins Blog and who created the DPB Podcast. Just doing that for the Christmas season and just remembering him because a year ago he did pass away. I think it was December 6th it was. And really, we wouldn't have this podcast if it wasn't for him. I always had the idea to do one, but I never actually did it. And then when he came on board, he was, a blogger at DisneyPinsBlog.com, and then he wanted to start the podcast. So he basically ran with it and got the DPB podcast off the ground. So definitely miss him a lot. He was a good friend of mine. And he is greatly missed. Alright guys, let's head into the Disney pin news for this week. There was a decent amount and a lot of exciting things actually. So first we're going to start off with the flyers, the calendars of pins. We'll start off with Disneyland Paris because the December 2016 calendar came out. And we have a few new Star Wars pins that are coming out. A lot of these are actually already released at the Disney parks in America. There's a new 2017 Sorcerer Mickey pin. And then I'd say the most popular on here is the Cogsworth. It's Big Ben. He has a Santa Claus hat on. I know that one's been getting a lot of attention. And there's a couple other Christmas pins. And then they also have their event coming up. It is on December 17th. It already sold out. And it is Beauty and the Beast themed event. And the preview for those pins, some of those pins, are out already as well. Let's head over to Disney Studio Store Hollywood because their calendar came out as well, or their flyer. The first release is the Villains Ornaments release, which is going to be on December 9th. That's Friday. There are 5 different ornament pins. They're all limited edition of 300. There's a Cruella, Evil Queen, Maleficent, Ursula, and Yzma. And then they have an online release for Star Wars Rogue One. This is kind of new. I don't think they've ever done an online release, or not to my knowledge at least. And this is going to be on December 12th. The online sale will begin on that Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And just visit their Facebook page. I guess there's going to be a event sales link on there where you can go and purchase the pins. They are all Star Wars Rogue One themed. They are almost all limited edition of 300 except for the Rogue One Jyn Erso Premier Collection pin, which is a LE100, and that is $150. I'm going to try to get my hands on the AT-ST pin. I think that was really cool. It's like with the palm trees on it. I think it's a neat looking pin. So I'm going to try to do, do the online sell for that. That'll be exciting. Next, let's head over to Shanghai Disney Resort. They have a new release. It is the next pin in the Princess Seasonal Mosaic Murals collection. Those are those kind of nice framed pins that have a different character on it, and then it relates to a season. This one is Brave. It has Merida, and it is fall themed. These pins are limited edition of 800, and it is available now at the Shanghai Disney Resort. They are beautiful pins. We actually gave one away whenever we sponsored the PinCon World event in August. We gave away, I believe it was the Tangled pin. Yeah, I think it was Tangled. But yeah, I love those pins. I think they're beautifully done. All right, next let's talk about the AMC Theaters pins. If you guys don't know, AMC Theaters, sometimes they release pins for certain Disney films. I think the last one was the Alice Through the Looking Glass, I believe. And then before that they did a Zootopia release. And now they have one for Moana. These came out on Friday, December 2nd. They run through the weekend while supplies last. They're exclusive for AMC Stubs members. And you basically just purchase a ticket for Moana and you receive a mystery pin. There's 4 different pins in this Moana set. There's one that just features Moana and Maui. There are the pirates, little coconut pirates. There's Hey Hey, the chicken or rooster. And then there's Pua the pig. And the pig is the rarest. He's being one in every 49 mystery bags. We actually have a video up on our YouTube channel of a unboxing of these. I think we opened about 10 of these mystery bags, so be sure to check that out. And yeah, I think this is a great promotion they run at AMC Theaters. It's a nice way to get a free pin. And they look nice too. So that is while supplies last, the weekend of December 2nd. Alright guys, now let's talk about some Disney cast member pins. They have these new Disney Villains set that's coming out in 2017. Starting off with January, there's Maleficent. And yeah, basically lots of villains. Be sure to check out the blog post. There's one release each month. I think this is something new. I've never seen a monthly villains collection like this for Disney cast members. But yeah, be sure to check it out. They will be available at Company D for cast members only. Alright guys, let's head over to Disney Parks. This past week, a new mystery or collectible pin pack was released. This is the Disney Racers collection, which is pretty cool. There's different characters that are in a form of a race car. My favorite's the Pirates of the Caribbean one. But yeah, there's a lot of them. There's 16. Each bag contains 5 randomly selected pins, and the retail price is $27.99. Available now at Disney Parks. You can find them at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Next, I'm going to talk about an annual pass holder pin release this past week. This is the Happy Holidays 2016 set. There's going to be one at Disneyland as well. There should be. I know they do these every year. But the Walt Disney World was the first release. This one features Snow White and Dopey in front of the Cinderella Castle. It comes with an ornament and a pin, and it's limited edition of 500. The retail price for this is $85, just because of how exclusive it is. And that was released on December 1st, 2016 at Walt Disney World. Alright, heading down to Disney Springs. You guys might have heard they have a scavenger hunt going on down there. It's called Stitch's Holiday Gift Hunt. And basically, you get a little booklet at Disney Springs, and you have to visit different store locations and find the hidden Stitch holding a bow-top planetary present. Yeah, basically, once you go through the little scavenger hunt, you receive a limited edition button at the end, and we have a picture of it up on the website. It says Stitch's Holiday Gift Hunt. Just your standard circle button, and it has Christmas lights on it and Stitch at the top. Pretty cool thing they're doing. These scavenger hunts seem to be pretty popular. Started at Epcot with Remy's Hide and Squeak, and then we have Pin Quest at Magic Kingdom. So yeah, these are fun ways to do. It's not a pin, but it's cool to have a button, especially a limited edition or limited release button like this. All right, guys, 2017 pins are popping up at Disney Parks, so you can find these at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. These are the standard logo pins. There's a mystery pin collection. There's new lanyards. There's pin pouches, booster sets, and open edition pins. Be sure to check them out. Yeah, this is a great way for those to get started in the hobby. If you are visiting a park in that year, these are always nice to have a pin with the year on it, just to remember your trip. So there's a Sorcerer Mickey. There's a Stitch. There's one that says Magic 2017 in pink. There's another Sorcerer Mickey pin with glitter 2017 logo on it. There's a Minnie Mouse, and then a Cinderella Castle at Walt Disney World, and then a Sleeping Beauty Castle pin at Disneyland. But yeah, there's many of these 2017 pins and lanyards, so be sure to check them out. Alright guys, now let's talk about the new pin releases this week on December 8th at Disneyland in Walt Disney World. Starting off with Disneyland, we have some new holiday pins coming. There's the Sounds of the Season collection, one featuring Matterhorn, it's limited edition of 3,000. There's a Haunted Mansion one, limited edition of 3,000 as well. A Enchanted Tiki Room pin, limited edition of 3,000. I think these pins are great. They have a festive feel to them. And then there's a Pirates of the Caribbean pin, limited edition of 3,000 as well. And they all say Sounds of the Season on them. And then there's a new Jungle Cruise Piece of History pin. I'm not sure what the piece of history in the little bubble is, but it is Jungle Cruise themes. It's probably going to be a costume of some sort. So that's neat. And then the shared releases at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. The Ice Skate pin set is being released. I know this is super popular. We got a preview of it at the Pixar Party event. There's one pin featuring Anna and Elsa. There's a Stitch. There's a Cheshire Cat, and then a Maleficent. And then there's also a boxed pin set that has a completer Simba and Lady pin from Lady and the Tramp. These are hinge pins, and they have like these little dangle bells on them. I think they're really cool, and those are definitely going to be really popular. The box pin set is limited edition of 1,000, so to get those completer pins, they're LE 1,000. And then there's a new Happy Hanukkah pin that's being released. This is edition size of 2,500, which is, has 2016 on it, so that's cool. And then there's the next Star Wars pin of the month featuring Genesis. It's limited edition of 6,000, and that'll be available on both coasts, Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Alright guys, so that'll do it for the pin news this week. Now let's head into Disney Pin Chat. Alright guys, for Disney Pin Chat this week, I wanted to talk about the new Highway in the Sky Dine Around at Walt Disney World. So this is basically the monorail crawl is what some people call it. The reason I want to talk about it this week is because it does relate to pins in a way. There's lots of monorail crawls you can do at Disney. You can do the the most famous one, which is going to the Polynesian, the Contemporary, and the Grand Floridian, having a drink at each if you want, or having something to eat at each. Or you could pin trade at each, which I've done that before. I've pretty much done them all. Pin trading is fun around the resorts. I love pin trading at the resorts. I think it's super, super fun. But Disney this past week announced this new, it's called Highway in the Sky Dine Around. And basically is a ticketed type of event. You pay, it's $150, and then you get to go around the monorail and eat and drink, and then you end with fireworks. So just wanted to get your thoughts on it. What do you guys think of this? Would you do it, or would you just do it on your own like most people do, and do it at your own pace, eat what you want, drink what you want, or do you think the offerings that Disney has is enticing enough for you to pay the $150 ticket for that? So I just want to go through and tell you what you get for that $150. You'll start by checking in at the Wave of American Flavors at Disney's Contemporary Resort for a welcome cocktail, so that'll be fun. And then you board the monorail to Disney's Polynesian Resort to celebrate the spirit of the South Pacific with island-inspired sips and appetizers. And then you head back on the monorail and head to Disney's Grand Floridian Resort for a entree and wine at Citrico's. And then after dinner, you get a sparkling wine and artisan cheese in the lobby, so that would be fun. And then once you're done at the Grand Floridian, you head back on the monorail for the final stop, which is where you started at Disney's Contemporary Resort for dessert and coffee if you like on the patio, and you could view the Wishes fireworks at the Magic Kingdom. So that's a pretty cool way to end your night with Wishes. But do you guys think this is worth it? I mean, you do get to go to Citrico's. You do get cocktails in there, which are expensive. And I'm sure, everything they offer is going to be amazing, but would you pay the $150 for that? So that's going to be the forum question for this week. Let's hear your responses. I'd love to hear what you guys say. Would you do this on your own, or would you pay for the package? So that's the forum question for this week, guys. All right, before we end the podcast, we're going to head over to the forums, and I'll read off the answers from last week's question. So I talked about your favorite Disney gingerbread house, and I said my favorite was the one at the Grand Floridian. So I'm just going to read your answers. We had 2 answers this week. One was from B-Town Dude. He said, my favorite gingerbread house is also the one at the Grand Floridian. As you enter from the monorail station, the aroma of gingerbread lures you into the spectacular view of the Christmas tree in the gingerbread house. I totally agree. The Disneyland Hotel Paris has a similar design and is also releasing a gingerbread house on December 10th. So that's news to me. I did not know that. I wonder if we will... Actually, I wonder if there is a pin release for that. I might have missed it on the flyer. And then we had PinFan92. I said it's hard to choose, but my favorite is also the Grand Floridian. So that seems to be the winner for the gingerbread house houses at Disney resorts. Hi guys, thank you for listening and watching to this podcast. Be sure to check out the videos tab at DisneyPinsBlog.com to stay up to date with all of our videos on YouTube. We have a lot of unboxing videos, and I'm running the vlogs now from my last Disney trip. So those are pretty exciting from the IAPA event. And also we just added some new products into dpbstore.com, so be sure to check those out. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you for listening and watching, and have a great week.